Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Igor Bech and I am Head of Education at Innovecs. I will be moderating today's webinar with the great company of amazing experts from Luna Labs, Supersonic and Innovecs. But before we start, let me tell you a bit about a few organization moments and today's schedule. First of all, after every talk, we will have a Q&A session where you can ask speakers any questions related to the topic. So to ask a question, type in YouTube chat and I will read out loud during the Q&A session. A few words about Innovecs. Innovecs is a global software development company. We create digital solutions powered by innovative technologies and incorporate emerging trends to help businesses transform and grow. We use modern and powerful technologies, and Luna Playable is one of them. Please meet Niall Jones, Head of Platform at Luna Labs. Let's welcome Niall.
Thanks for the introduction, Igor. Appreciate it. I'm Niall. I'm the Head of Platform here at Luna Labs. I've got some slides to go through. We can talk a little bit about the company, but I'll start off with a bit more of an introduction from myself. So as Head of Platform at Luna, I've been working with some of our smaller and medium-sized developers to help us scale our technology, Luna Playable and Luna Replay, to game studios and developers of all sizes. We do this with great education, great docs, a best-in-class platform, and giving you guys all of the tools that you need to be successful with our technology. So what I'd like to do today is just talk you through Luna Labs, introduce you to the company, tell you a little bit about where we come from, what we're doing now, our aspirations for the future, and how we plan on helping you guys get the most out of your creatives. So let's talk a little bit about Luna. So we're a creative technology company, and our focus for the last 12 months has been very much playable and video ad creation. So we've been giving you the tools for the best part of 2 years now to create playable creatives in-house. And recently this year, we introduced Luna Replay, which is a revolutionary tool that allows you to create video ads very, very easily, more efficiently than ever before in Unity in-house. We were founded in October 2018, so just over 2 years ago now. And in that time, we've grown to a team of 37 Lunarians, which is a fun bit of Final Fantasy IV lore there. We flirted with the name Lunatics as well, but we landed on Lunarians in the end. We are headquartered in London. We have offices in Belarus, Israel, Netherlands, and more recently, the United States, with plans to sort of expand more east very, very soon in the future. So I think it's important to talk a little bit about our mission as a company, because I think it underpins every product we release, every feature that we write, every bug that we fix, and every engagement that we have with studios. And that mission is to unlock creativity in game studios, small all the way to the largest game studios in the world. And the way that we do that is we give game studios and developers the tools to build amazing creatives in-house with the skills that they already have. So I'm going to talk a lot about Luna Playable today, and Mike and Karen are also going to talk about how they use Luna Playable and how you can use Luna Playable. And I'm also going to touch on Replay as well. But the idea behind Luna is that you create the creatives yourself, and then anyone within your team, be it a developer, a UA manager, everyone in between can collaborate. They can edit those playables, those videos, they can optimize them and manage them all in one super easy to use place. So let me just give you a little overview of the 2 products that Luna have built so far. The focus today is very much going to be on Playable, which is the technology that allows you to build playables in-house. But before we talk about Playable, I'll just give you a very brief introduction into Luna Replay, which is a really exciting product that we launched this year. So Luna Replay allows you to record a gameplay session once and then create an unlimited amount of videos from that gameplay session. So you have your game, you implement our SDK in Unity, you tag all of your variables in game, characters, background colors, text, you name it. you can tag it and then enable that for editing later. You record your gameplay session on a phone, on a computer, in the Unity editor, send that up to our platform. And then from there, anybody in your team can create an unlimited number of videos from that one gameplay session and upload them directly to any of the major ad networks. So it's really cool. And it's a technology that hasn't really been seen before. And we're really excited to bring it to the market. And hopefully we can do another webinar just like this one where we can talk to you in more detail about replay. But today, the star of the show is very much Luna Playable. So Luna Playable was a very novel technology when it was introduced. And I suppose fundamentally what it allows you to do is create really high performance, lightweight HTML5 playables right inside of the Unity editor, using the skills that you already have as Unity developers, using the assets that you've already created, that your artists have already put together for your game, and in some cases, even reusing large parts of your game's code. By using the Unity toolset and workflow, you can work a lot faster to create playables and then upload them directly to Playground, which is our web-based platform where you can manage and optimize those playables. And I'll talk in a little bit more detail later on about the power of Luna Playground and how that fits in with Playable and some of the features that you have around managing and optimizing the creatives, not just creating them. So let's take a bit of a deeper dive into Luna Playable. So as I've alluded to, it's a creation workflow. It starts with our Unity plugin. The Unity plugin is an easy to implement plugin that you can download from our website upon signing up for a free trial or signing up for one of our plans with Luna Playable. Implements directly into Unity. It's very easy to use. And this tool will allow you to take an existing scene within Unity. It could be a scene within your game that already exists or a scene that you're building from scratch, and then convert that into lightweight, performant HTML5 that runs in your browser. So the idea with Luna Playable isn't to disrupt your workflow, it's to augment it. It's to make it more efficient. So we're using the skills that you already have in-house, right? You don't have to go out and hire an HTML5 developer. You don't have to go and find a company that's willing to build a playable for you and pay them to do that. You can use your Unity developers that you already have in-house to build playables for you right inside of Unity. And that actually comes with some interesting side benefits as well, like using the assets that you've already developed, using the animations that you've built within Unity, and using really powerful Unity features within your playables. Not only is this just a way to save time and be more efficient, it's tapping into the power and the sort of performance that comes with Unity and the Unity engine. But it doesn't just stop there at creation. We really care about managing and optimizing your creatives as well. I mean, it's a crucial part of that campaign lifecycle. So what we enable you to do is take the playables that you've built in our technology in the plugin, upload them to something that we call Luna Playground, which is our web-based platform. And in there, you can actually have any member of the team edit any part of the playable in the web. So we're reducing that reliance on the developer. If you need to edit a part of your playable, if you need to change a character, change the background color, maybe there's a bit of text that needs to change. Historically, you would need to go to a developer, maybe even an outside consultant, and say, hey, we need this part of our playable changed. What we're allowing you to do is have anyone in your team do that right inside of a super easy to use web UI that we call Playground. So a really cool feature that we built this year that fits in alongside these things is Playable AI and Playable AI Plus. What this is in essence is a way to create self-optimizing playables, which again is a pretty novel concept. The way it works is you create your playable using Luna Playable. You upload it to Playground where your whole team can edit, create unlimited variations, upload it to networks, export it. But you can also create what we call self-optimizing playable. And that will launch your playable to a network. So you just export one build, you upload it to a network. We will automatically then in the back end in real time change aspects of your playable without human intervention. So we can change the character, we can change the background color, the text, the number of enemies, the number of levels. And we do this automatically. You set the parameters, you tell us what you want to change, and then we do that in real time automatically. And by listening to the events that come back to us from those user interactions of your playable, how many users are clicking this variation? How many folks are installing the app after seeing this variation with this different character? We can sort of learn a lot about which playable works best, which variations are better than others, and what's the key to a really performant campaign. And that playable will optimize itself in real time. So it'll start to learn this character works a lot better than this one. Let's use this going forward. And it doesn't just stop there. Like when you arrive at this campaign that performs really, really well, you can derive a lot of insights from that. You can say, okay, well, now we know when we build our next playable, we should be using character A instead of character B. The background color red works a lot better than blue. And this install CTA works really, really well. So not only is it a way to squeeze performance out of your existing campaigns, it's to help you learn and build better campaigns for the future. And finally, what we enable you to do via Luna Insights, which is our in-house analytics product, is understand how your creatives are performing in real time whenever you want to see how they're performing. So we have a really awesome UI that we present within Luna Playground called Insights. It gives you really rich analytics that give you a picture at any given time, how your ad is performing, which variants within your playable are performing better than others, how that campaign sort of maps out over time, the user interactions with that playable. You can get a really deep understanding of how people are interacting with your ads and how they relate to real world outcomes in terms of installs and clicks. So we've put together a short video that explains, hopefully in better than I can sort of articulate how a product works. And it gives you sort of an insight into Luna Playable and what you can get out of it. So I'll just go ahead and play that for you now.
Tired of outsourcing your playable ads and waiting for creatives? As a game studio building with Unity, you can now create playable ads directly from your game code in-house using Luna Playable. Here's how it works. Luna takes your game, including all assets and code, and converts it to run on the Luna game engine, an engine which contains all your favorite features from Unity and is perfect for playable ads. The Luna engine delivers lightweight, highly performant HTML5. Using Luna Playground, marketers can easily create unlimited variations by changing anything within the game, like the car model, call to action text, colors and speed. We support all major ad networks out of the box. And in real time, Luna Insights gives you data to understand what's working well. And better still, Luna Playable AI can automatically inject creative elements to your campaign to serve the most optimal ad combinations to users, saving you time and boosting performance. You always have complete control from creative concept through to fine-tuning the delivery. Created by you, powered by Luna.
Yeah. Love that video. Hopefully that gave you a good idea of what it is that Luna Playable is capable of and the sort of value that you can derive from it. I think it's a really nice little explainer video. So I think it's probably worth talking a little bit about what Luna's priorities are in 2021. I like briefly touching on this just because it gives you a little flavor of what's in store for next year and you know, something to get excited about. And also, I think it's important that we share with you what we feel is important for the product and how we plan on taking it further. So we sort of split our responsibilities as a platform into three categories or three sections of the workflow. We start with create, we move on to manage, and then we end up with optimize. So create or creation really pertains to everything around the creation of the playable or the video. I'll focus mainly on playables for the purposes of this session. So creation is the plugin, it's the engine, it's the technology that underpins the playable at runtime. And there are a couple of things that are relevant to that creation stage. The first thing is developer experience, which is something that we take very seriously here at Luna. And creative experience relates to the way in which you use our product as a developer. It's how easy it is to use. It's how easy it is to get started with it, the documentation education that's available to you in order for you to be self-reliant and self-sufficient. So developer experience has been a real focus for us, definitely in the last 6 months. We've shipped a number of features in the plugin that have really been a step change in how developers use the plugin. It's made the process of making a playable using Luna Playable a lot easier. We are now shipping best-in-class diagnosis and debug tools with our plugin. And we're making it easier to identify on our side when you're having issues and then be proactive about it as well. We're definitely extending this into 2021. Developer experience will always be a key focus for us. We're always striving to make the tools a lot easier to use, working with the developer, not against the developer. And we hope to ship some really, really cool debug tools and things that make it just a lot easier to get the most out of the plugin next year. The other thing is engine and API support. So we're constantly listening to the community and listening to our customers, around what features that they want to bring to the engine, what things in Unity that they want to use in the web, in the browser. And we're also keeping our ear to the ground when it comes to the recent developments in WebGL, the latest and greatest APIs, and making sure that we support all of those things. So the creatives don't just look good, but they behave really well. They perform really nicely across a range of devices, all the way from Android devices that were made in 2008 to the latest and greatest iPhone 15 Pro X. So that's super, super important to us. But moving on from creation, we're also hyper focused on how you manage and then optimize those creatives after you've built them. So Playable AI was a recent innovation in this space, allowing you to optimize your playables automatically without really having to touch a button. We take care of that. We do all of the heavy lifting and make sure that your creatives and your campaigns perform really well. In the future, we're doing a lot of work to make sure that we can ingest things like install data and custom events, and ingest that data to be able to make better decisions around what does a good performing creative look like. So we really want to give you guys a lot of control, and we want you to be able to tell us and provide the data to us that says, this is how my this is how my creative is performing, and this is how it works, and this is what success looks like to us. So those are some of our big priorities for next year. So I think it's important to talk about pricing. We have a very, very accessible, fair, reasonable pricing model. We recently opened up Luna Playable to a much wider market. Historically, Luna Playable has only been available to larger game studios as an enterprise pricing model. In November this year, what we did is we introduced the starter and pro plans, as well as a 30-day free trial that anybody can sign up for. So if you haven't already, I definitely implore you to go to lunalabs.io, sign up for our free trial where you can try out the technology, you can download the plugin, you can even export a few playable builds. And then in your own time, you can move to one of our starter or pro plans. Super powerful, chock full of features, and you get full access to the Luna community, which is a great community of users who are all using Luna Playable, Luna Replay, and helping each other out. And I'd be remiss if I did not talk about the Powered by Luna Playable competition. We're super excited about this. This is an opportunity for anyone who signs up to Luna to win up to $10,000 in Facebook ad campaign, Facebook ad credits, as well as some really cool other prizes as well. And it's really simple to enter. Like the bar is not very high here. Like what you need to do is download our tools, download our plugin, create a playable with Luna Playable. Which hopefully is a very easy process. I think it is. I think we have great documentation to help you get started, and the wonderful Mike will be helping you out there as well. But all you've got to do is create that playable, upload it to Luna Playground, and then go to our community forum, which is available to all Luna customers, even free trials, and then post it there. We have a lot of details surrounding the competition on our website. So again, go to lunalabs.io, and there's a big purple bar at the top of the site, can't miss it, where we tell you all about our competition. So yeah, great opportunity to use one of our playables, get the most out of the platform, and actually see it in action, serving impressions, and get a sense for the real value that we can deliver with Playable and Playground. So yeah, definitely sign up for that. And that's all I had. So thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you learn a little bit today about Playground, and I really look forward to hearing from Karen and Mike as well. Thanks.
Niall?
Yep.
Niall, thank you for a great presentation.
My pleasure.
Yes. Dear attendees, if you have any questions for Niall, please type your question in the chat, and I read this question. And currently we have one question from Reo for Niall. Niall, could you answer? The question is about, can we use these playable creatives for our Facebook campaigns to validate a concept or CTR?
Yeah, absolutely. So in fact, we have a lot of customers today who use Luna Playable for concept testing. So not only is it a good tool just for user acquisition, it's also a great tool for figuring out, what game mechanic works, or what does a good game look like. And you can do that by creating hundreds of variations super easily using the tools that we give you. You can create hundreds of variations of your game in minutes almost, and then upload them to ad networks like Facebook and get a real sense for what performs better, which of your assets is better received by the users or a certain group of users. It's definitely a very valid use case of the technology, and we've seen folks use it to great success. So yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for answering. Also, we have one more question from Decostair. Question is about how Playable is related to Unity dots.
Yeah, so at the moment we just support standard Unity, but dots could certainly be in scope for next year. As I alluded to before, we keep our ear to the ground with any developments in Unity, in the world of game engines and HTML5 games. So we'll certainly assess that when it sort of comes to it. I don't think there's a huge amount of information that we have around dots right now. I think what we have in the Unity engine that exists today is super powerful, and I think we're in a really good place just using that and leveraging the Unity engine, and we get a lot out of it. And we see great performance, and we see things working really well in the browser. So unless we have a reason to sort of support dots in the future, I think we're good where we are for now. But it's definitely something that we're looking at. Yeah.
Great, thanks for your answering. If you have any questions, please type in YouTube chat, and we try for these questions later.